Welcome to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. A beautiful day here in San Bernardino, California. An elimination game getting ready to start. San Jose, Northern California, taking on Nevada here at Al Houghton Stadium. Eric Rothman here with you as we are moments away from our first pitch. As we take a look at the West Regional, 6 teams, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, Hawaii, Southern, and Northern California is competing in a spot in Greenville, North Carolina at the Little League Softball World Series starting August 6th. We take a look back to less than 24 hours ago. Northern California down to their final 3 outs of the tournament. They were down 3 runs going into the 6th and final inning. They score 3 runs in the top of the 6th to tie it, and then come out in the top of the 7th in extra innings and score the go-ahead run. That would ultimately be the difference over Utah as Jada Drake came in to shut down the Utah offense and to keep Northern California's hopes alive. So the team from Almaden Little League, San Jose, California, back at it again less than 24 hours later as they have the lineup of Kira Gutierrez, Jada Drake, and Isabella Agaria to start things off. And they'll be dealing with Emily Wright in the circle for Nevada, representing the team from Centennial Little League. Emily has been prolific here in this tournament this week, 2-0 already, and over 12 innings pitched, 15 strikeouts as she is back starting for Nevada for the 3rd game in 4 days. So it'll be Emily Wright and the Nevada team, who is 2-1 on the tournament, taking on Northern California, who is 1-1, both looking for a spot in our semifinals starting tomorrow. So it'll be Northern California, the away team, up to bat first. Nevada in the white jerseys in the field. And we are ready to get underway. The only game of the day here in the West Regional. You look at the defensive alignment for Nevada. Correa, Milligan, McDaniels, and Brown around the infield. Katori Belmediano is behind the dish. Dixon, Durst, and Foley left to right in the outfield. And your umpires today, John Biggs behind the plate, Ray Valverde at first, Brian Smith at second, and Lisa Ballard at third. As Northern California up to the plate, Kira Gutierrez, who was 2 for 3 in the win against Utah yesterday, leading things off. Northern California team lost to Southern California in the opening round matchup. Coming back to win yesterday as Wright misses off the outside corner, 2-1. We have had 2 teams eliminated already here in the West Regional, Hawaii and Utah both losing yesterday. And Emily Wright behind in the count, 3-1. 12 innings pitched in her 2 starts for Wright this week. Giving up 14 hits, 8 earned runs, and 15 strikeouts. And in the 13-7 win against Hawaii yesterday, Wright was the starting pitcher. Started off a bit slow, but then really laid the hammer down the last few innings. Striking out the side in the 5th and helping propel Nevada to their 2nd win of the tournament as she gets Gutierrez to ground out for out number 1. That'll bring up Jada Drake. Nevada had beat Utah in the first game, lost to Arizona, was no hit, and an 8-0 loss in game 2, and then defeated Hawaii yesterday. Nevada had a 6-run first inning and a 6-run 5th inning. And that was the difference in the 13-7 win over Hawaii, as Jada Drake playing shortstop today for Northern California. We would expect to see her, as she has in the first 2 games of the tournament, come in relief for starting pitcher Maya Parada. That has been the order of operations for Northern California so far in the tournament. And Drake was spectacular yesterday in the come-from-behind win against Utah. Hard hit ground ball, foul. Just foul, as third base umpire Lisa Ballard all over it. Drake, who came in the fourth inning yesterday against Utah to pitch, did not give up a single run. Kept her team within striking distance as they were able to come back and send it to extras and ultimately win. And she has a single here in the top of the first inning to get the Northern California offense going. Izzy Agadia, first baseman, with a runner on and one out. Thought about a bunt, pulled it back. Northern California has pretty much played from behind almost this entire tournament. And we're down early to Southern California. They lost that game 11-4. Little pop-up middle infield fielded by Milligan for out number 2. And then they were down 4-1 until the 6th inning of yesterday's game against Utah. It'd be a change of pace to grab a lead here early with a runner on first and 2 out. Here's Danica Garcia. Swing and a miss. One of the extra hitters in the lineup for Northern California. A new rule this year, the continuous batting order. There are no pitch hitters. Everybody gets to bat, whether you have a defensive assignment or not. Swinging a pitch in the dirt, 0-2. As Jada Drake stranded at first base, hasn't moved since her single. Garcia behind in the count, 0-2 to right. Got her to chase. First strikeout of the game for Emily Wright. Northern California strands a runner. We move to the bottom of the first inning here in San Bernardino. Nevada coming up to the plate. Welcome back to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. See the heat coming off the mountains here in the Inland Empire. Temperatures in the triple digits all week for our tournament. Would expect nothing less for the end of July in Southern California. And it will be Nevada coming to the plate for their first look at pitcher Maya Parada for Northern California. Dylan Milligan will lead things off for the team from Sparks Centennial Little League in Sparks, Nevada. Katori Belmediano and Isabella Correa due up behind her. The 2-1 Nevada team will be facing off against Maya Parada, the pitcher for Northern California. Second day in a row, Parada has started for Northern California. She went 3 innings, giving up 4 hits and 3 runs yesterday in the win to Utah, as Milligan pops out to second base on the first pitch she sees, one away. Defensively behind Parada, Brooklyn Scott is behind the dish. Layla Ortiz at third, Jada Drake at short, Kita Gutierrez at second, and Izzy Agadia at first. And in the outfield, left to right, Lexi Hannigan, Lily Ferguson, and Anya Kapoor. Another first pitch swinging by Katori Belmediano, a sure-handed catcher for Nevada. She's 1 for 4 in the tournament so far. This Sparks team from about 45 minutes away from Lake Tahoe, managed by Jess McDaniels. Second time he's been on the coaching staff of a team from Centennial Little League that's made it here to regionals. His older daughter, Scout, was a player for the team that made it in 2018. And prior to this year, in the 2 prior instances where a Centennial team had made it to the regionals, they had never won a game. They've got 2 under their belts here in this one and looking for win number 3 today against Northern California. Well hit down the left field line, but foul. 1 and 2 to Belmediano. And Coach McDaniel says Belmediano has been the season MVP. And we can see why. Not only does she swing the bat really well, but she has been excellent behind the dish defensively for this Nevada team. And we've seen how big of a difference a good defensive catcher can make in this tournament. When it's hot outside, pitchers are getting tired. A lot of wild pitches, balls skipping in there. And a catcher that can keep the ball in front of her can save quite a few runs and maybe even save your tournament. Brooklyn Scott's done a good job for Northern California as well as she climbs up to catch that one. 3 and 2 to count on Belmediano. Foul ball out of play. San Bernardino and Al Houghton Stadium hosting the softball regionals of both the West region and the Northwest region. And then in about a week and a half, the boys Little League Baseball World Series will be here as well. 7th pitch of the at-bat to Belmediano. This one in fair territory to the center fielder, Ferguson. There's 2 away. And I think what's the coolest thing about the turnover from the first week where the softball teams are here, then 2 weeks later the baseball teams are here, is that the grounds crew here in San Bernardino changes the field to have a full grass infield for when the baseball tournament starts. So a full dirt infield for the softball tournament will turn into luscious green grass here in about 10 days. As a pop-up and a little miscommunication there as Izzy Correa popped it up in foul territory. Seemed like a very catchable ball that both Layla Ortiz and Brooklyn Scott were kind of looking at each other trying to figure out who was going to catch it. And nobody did, and that keeps Correa and the inning alive. Correa 1 for 5 in the tournament with 2 RBI. And makes the Northern California defense pay. It's not going to go down as an error, but a miscommunication on the foul ball leads to a single for Correa. Well hit ball by Izzy. She stands on first, and Emily Wright, the pitcher, comes up to the plate with 2 outs. One skipped in and past the catcher Scott. Correa on to second base. Taking advantage of errors is something that Nevada does very well. Ball on the ground. Ortiz the throw to first. In time for out number 3. So despite giving up the hit to Correa, Maya Parada gets out of the inning unscathed. After 1, no score. Here in the Little League Community Heroes Recognition Program helps to honor those dedicated individuals who not only volunteer their time at local Little League programs, but also contribute in other ways to improve their communities. To learn more or to nominate a community hero, visit littleleague.org/communityheroes. No score after 1 here in San Bernardino, an elimination game in our West Regional Tournament. Eric Rothman with you as Northern California comes up to the plate for the 2nd time today. Brooklyn Scott will lead things off as the catcher takes strike number 1. Lily Ferguson and Anya Kapoor due up behind her. Brooklyn's favorite TV show is Survivor, and it's probably a good way to describe this Northern California team. Survivors, you go back to their state championship game that won them a berth here at the West Regionals. That game went to extra innings. They found themselves down 5 runs going into the bottom of the 8th inning. Again, these are 6-inning games, so they'd already played 1.5 innings of extra softball. They were down 5. They score 5 in the bottom of the 5th, bottom of the 8th, excuse me, to tie the game. Then they were down 1 in the bottom of the 9th, and they scored 2 to win it. Strike 3 called for out number 1. Back-to-back strikeouts for Emily Wright. And then you go back to yesterday, as you take a look at Wright's second strikeout of the day. Down to their final 3 outs, top of the 6th inning against Utah, trailing 4-1. And they score 3 in the top of the 6th, 1 in the top of the 7th, and win it 5-4 as Lily Ferguson takes a strike. Emily Wright seems to be in the groove here early. Seems a bit fresher than she was yesterday. Took her probably about 4 innings to seem like she was really comfortable in the game against Hawaii yesterday. Had a 6-0 lead after the top of the 1st inning. Came on and Hawaii scored 3 in the bottom of the 1st to make it a pretty competitive game until we got to the 5th inning. It was 6-4, and Nevada scored 6 runs in the 5th inning to really blow it open. It seemed like really the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings is really when Wright settled down, and no pitch time was called. And John Biggs, the home plate umpire, awards Lily Ferguson time. And it's one thing that it's always tough to teach young softball and baseball players is just because you ask for time doesn't necessarily mean you get time. A little slow roller to Milligan. Shortstop makes the play for out number 2. You can ask for time all you want. It's up to the umpire to acknowledge and award it. And in that situation, Biggs did grant the time to Ferguson before the pitch was let go. And here's Anya Kapoor with 2 away. Kapoor, the right fielder, trying to get something going here with 2 outs in the top of the 2nd inning. Chases that one. Emily Wright had 9 strikeouts in the win against Utah in the 1st game, 6 strikeouts in the game against Hawaii yesterday, but the majority of those strikeouts came toward the end of the game yesterday as she was kind of dealing with some control issues early on. Not the case here in this one so far. Down to the count 3-1. And a close one called the ball. First walk of the game issued by Wright. So a runner on first with 2 outs for Aspen Hannigan, the left fielder. Lifted into left field, down the line, hooking foul. Some pop in the bat of Hannigan on that one. Swing and a miss on the 0-1, and Wright ahead in the count 0-2. Trying to get out of the inning.
Here we go, Em. One more, girl, one more. Nice job, Em. Nice job. Way to go, girl.
And you see the glove work of Katori Belmediano.
Here you go, and win it, girl, win it.
Ground ball. Fair ball. Down the third base line. Off the glove of Correa. And both runners are safe. A well hit ball by Hannigan down the line. Oh, that was pretty close. I almost think if she wouldn't have touched it, it would have been a foul ball. Regardless, an infield single for Hannigan. And a strike called to Layla Ortiz with 2 on. Northern California representing Almaden Little League. About 50 miles southeast of San Francisco. Managed by John Drake, who has been a Little League volunteer for 20 years. Cynthia Ortiz and Philip Garcia also on the coaching staff. There's Coach Drake. Now right behind in the count, 3-1 to Layla Ortiz. 2 outs quickly to start the inning and a walk and a single. Northern California threatening to score. Strike 2 call. Two outs and the runners will be moving on the pitch. Kapoor the runner at second, Hannigan at first. Fair ball down the right field line. Foley has it, the throw in. Doesn't hit the cutoff man and a run scores. An RBI single for Layla Ortiz to put Northern California on top 1-0. 2-out rally here for Northern California. And runners at the corners. That brings up the pitcher Maya Parada. And help her cause here. With Hannigan at third and Ortiz at first. That one on the ground to McDaniels at second for out number 3. Northern California strikes first here in our elimination game. They're up 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second.
Let's go, it's time to play some softball. All the emotions, all the fun in Greenville, North Carolina, the Little League Softball World Series. They will remember this forever.
Memories that will last a lifetime. The Little League Softball World Series in Greenville starts on August 6th. And here is the U.S. Regional Pool. The host state from North Carolina, their state champion gets an automatic bid, and then you see go around the country. Got the Northwest and the West Regionals both participating in their tournament here in San Bernardino this week. And 6 of those regional championships will be on ESPN TV on Friday, including ours. Look forward to broadcasting that game with Natasha Watley. Will one of these 2 teams be in the championship? We shall see. A win here keeps their tournament hopes alive, sends them to the semifinals. Adeline Brown leading things off for Nevada, down 1-0 here in the second inning. Brown, the other pitcher of record beside Emily Wright here in this tournament. She pitched the game, did Brown, in the loss to Arizona. Arizona no-hit Nevada and won 8-0. And if you're the pitcher, it's tough to win a ball game if your team doesn't get a hit. Brown pitched pretty well, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts. They gave up 5 hits and 3 earned runs, but had some defensive issues behind her, and of course, the offense didn't help either. She has not pitched since, but if Emily Wright gets into trouble here today, you assume that Brown would be the go-to relief pitcher, as Parada behind in the count 3-2. And that's what you can do here at this tournament with the pitchers not having any restrictions on pitch count or innings pitched like the boys did do at the Little League Baseball World Series. We can ride 1 or 2 hot pitchers for a full week as long as everybody's feeling okay. Seventh pitch of the at-bat to Adeline Brown. She battles with Maya Parada. Here's the pitch. That one in play. On the ground, Drake over at short. And pulls Agalia off the bag, but makes the tag nonetheless. 1 away. Jada Drake, one of the best arms we've seen at this regional. Good job, Agalia. Stayed on the bag, and I think was on the bag and made the tag. Still counts as just 1 out, though. Here's an Amy McDaniels, looking for her first hit of the tournament. You got to be real sharp if you're Northern California on the defensive end, because we saw yesterday against Hawaii, Nevada can really burn you if you make errors defensively. McDaniels shows bunt, pulls back, 2-1. Mamie is the daughter of manager Jess McDaniels. And Mamie says she looks up to her older sister Scout, who is here in 2018 playing for Centennial Little League. Had a highlight that made it onto ESPN. Mamie trying to one up her sister here, because if they make it to the championship, they'll be on ESPN not just for a highlight, but for the whole game. As McDaniels draws a walk. First walk of the game for Parada. And that'll bring up Annabelle Dixon. Dixon's favorite singer is Adele, and favorite athlete is Serena Williams. So she's a big fan of the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team. So I'm sure while she's been in the barracks checking on the World Cup scores. Shows bunt, lays it down foul. That one in play to Drake, slow roller, flip over to Gutierrez for 1. Tough to turn 2 on 60-foot base paths. They get the lead runner, and there's 2 away. Northern California, we've seen how good defensively their middle infield is. Drake and Gutierrez. It's a quick turn by Gutierrez, despite not getting Annabelle Dixon at first. And there's 2 away for Aaliyah Mendoza, who takes a strike. Line drive past the glove of Jada Drake into left field for a single. Mendoza has been swinging the bat really well. 3 for 6 with 2 RBI in the tournament. And a 2-out rally is on for Nevada. Just out of the reach of Drake. Gonna bring up Aspen Clark. Clark looking for her first hit of the tournament. Would be a big one here if she could drive in a run or two. Swing and a miss. Dixon, the runner at second. Mendoza at first. Aspen's favorite movie, Billy Madison. And down to the count 0-2. Parada trying to get out of the jam, maintain the 1-0 lead. And the dirt nearly hit the ankles of Aspen Clark. Brooklyn Scott keeps it in front of her, keeps the runners where they are. One-two. Another to the pitcher, Parada. For out number 3. 2 stranded for Nevada. They're still searching for their first run of the game after 2 innings. Northern California coming back up to the plate, up by 1. Welcome back to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Northern California on top 1-0 here in a tight one, an elimination game between NorCal and Nevada. Both teams with 2 hits. Northern California plating a run with 2 outs in the second inning. Now back up looking for more against Emily Wright. It'll be Azareas Garibaldi Munoz to lead things off for Northern California, and then the lineup will turn over to the leadoff hitter, Kira Gutierrez. The lefty, Aussie as they call her. Had a big at-bat yesterday in the come-from-behind win against Utah. Gonna jump on Emily Wright here early in the 3rd. Soft pop fly. To Emily Wright, 1 away. And here's Kira Gutierrez, who grounded out to lead off the game for Northern California. Gutierrez was 2 for 3 at the plate against Utah. First pitch swinging. Calling for it is Milligan. And there's 2 down. This is what happened in the last inning for Nevada on defense. 2 quick outs, but then Northern California was able to rally for a run. See what happens here as Jada Drake comes up to the plate. Singleton stranded in the first inning. First pitch swinging into left field, going back and over the head of Dixon. Drake making her way around the bases. Will stop at second with a 2-out stand-up double. Good effort by Dixon out in left field. Well hit ball by Jada Drake. 2 for 2 today for Drake. Keeps the inning alive. And here's Izzy Agaria. Izzy, an infield fly out in the first inning. Her favorite food is sushi. My guess is you can get some pretty darn good sushi in San Jose. The 2-0. 1 hopper, backhanded by Wright for out number 3. Well, despite the big double for Jada Drake, no harm done. Go to the bottom of the third inning. Northern California on top 1-0 here at the West Regional. We welcome you back to the Little League Softball Regionals. Northern California on top 1-0, bottom of the third. Nevada hasn't quite figured out a way to plate a run yet. They stranded 2 in the second, 1 in the first. And now at the bottom of their lineup up here in the third inning, Lexi Foley, Leilani Corpuz, and Cameron Durst all due up against Maya Parada. An elimination game, win or go home, as Foley takes a big deep breath and a smile. Excitement, anxiety, all of the above. Foley says she wants to grow up to become a fashion designer. She shows bunt here, 3-0. The youngest of 4. Got older siblings Kiefer, Austin, and Anthony. Dad John, Mom Christy. 3-0 pitch called a strike, 3-1. Says she's a big fan of the Beatles. Her favorite song, Eleanor Rigby. It's a good one. The 3-1. Sky high. Stays in the infield for Jada Drake. And out number 1. One out, nobody on for Leilani Corpuz. Corpuz, one of the extra hitters for Nevada. And Leilani just recently became a big sister. Brothers Benjamin and Julian, born 5 months ago. So I'm sure Leilani learning how to change some diapers and babysit. (3-0) as Parada falls behind here. Four-pitch walk to Leilani Corpuz. And a runner on base for Nevada here in the third. And that brings up Cameron Durst, the final batter in the order for Nevada. They'll turn over to the leadoff hitter, Dylan Milligan. Durst taking away the bunt down. So we had Lexi Foley, whose favorite song was Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles, and now we have 2 batters later, Cameron Durst, who says her favorite song is Juicy by the Notorious B.I.G. An eclectic musical palette in the Nevada team. 0-2. Cameron, also known as Little Durst, is her nickname. Down in the count, 0-2. Puts that one in play. Right at Gutierrez. They try to double up Corpuz, but she gets back in time. 2 outs. Pretty close play there at first base. And there's actually a bit of a pump fake hesitation by Gutierrez. If she would have let that ball go right away, I think the double play would have happened. And Milligan with a runner on first and 2 outs. Dilly, as her teammates call her. Favorite school subject is math. wearing that elbow protector on her left arm. She's been hit by a pitch 3 times in this tournament. Tries to leg that one out and beat by a step. Good throw by Ortiz to end the inning. Runner stranded. Nevada still scoreless and trailing 1-0 at the end of 3. So Northern California, 1 run in the second inning. The difference right now is we head to the top of the 4th. And here's how it happened. Anya Kapoor, who walked, was on first base, then a base hit down the line by Aspen Hannigan, followed by an opposite field single for Layla Ortiz. Kapoor comes around to score, and that is the difference in the ball game right now. And one thing that we didn't show in that highlight package was during the Kapoor at bat, there were 2 outs. Kapoor was the 3rd batter of that second inning. She had a lazy pop fly in foul territory that looked like to be a catchable ball. That there was some confusion between who was going to make the play from Correa and Belmediano. And it fell in between them, kept the at-bat alive and kept the inning alive. Emily Wright facing off against Danica Garcia. We'll lead things off here in the 4th. Garcia struck out in the 1st inning. And a 1-1 count to her here. Both pitchers have been very good so far today. Emily Wright giving up 4 hits and a single run. Got a rosin bag out there today. I think that's the first time I've seen that. Line drive, base hit to lead off the 4th for Danica Garcia. Good piece of hitting by Garcia, and that'll bring up Brooklyn Scott, the catcher, with a runner on first and nobody out. Scott, who struck out to lead off the second inning, back up for her second plate appearance. And keeping the theme of retro throwback musical fandom in our game here today, Brooklyn Scott's favorite band, she says, Naughty by Nature. She's down to the count, 1-2 here. That one gets by Belmediano. Garcia on to second base. A runner in scoring position for Northern California. Garcia with the leadoff hit here in the 4th inning. The 2-2 lined right to Milligan for out number 1. Heads up by Garcia to get back to second and avoid getting doubled up. Garcia had the leadoff hit. It's the first time in the game that the leadoff batter in an inning has gotten on base. Right now sitting at second base with Lily Ferguson up for her second appearance at the plate. She's grounded out in the second inning. Wild pitch from right. Garcia trots down to third. And she's 60 feet away from adding another run to the total for Northern California. The 1-1 to Ferguson. Wright has it, looks back to third base, makes the throw, not in time. And Ferguson safe at first. Now Wright did a really good job of looking back the runner at third, but the play there is once you see Garcia start running back to third base, you turn around and try to get the force out at first. Instead, it's runners at the corners, one out for Anya Kapoor. And that throw down to third behind the runner gets away from Correa, and Garcia scores. Now Mediano faking the throw down to second. And I like the idea, but you also have to see that Garcia's only 2 feet off of third base and already has her back turned to the catcher. She's not a threat at that point to go anywhere. And she's not far enough off the bag to where you're going to beat her with a throw. And it's a huge risk-reward proposition throwing behind a runner at third base. Leads to a run, and Ferguson now at second. And Northern California on top 2-0. Winner advances to the semifinal Thursday at 3 Eastern here on ESPN+. Kapoor walked and scored in the second inning. That one misses outside, 2-0. Kapoor says her dogs are her lucky charm, so he makes sure she gives them a hug before the game. Not sure if the dogs traveled with the family down to San Bernardino. Yes! Milligan has it over to first for the out. And we may have had interference on the runner, Lily Ferguson, and we did. So the inning is over. Ferguson called out for the collision with Milligan. Milligan still made the throw over to first to get Kapoor. Double play for Nevada to get out of the inning. They trail it 2-0. So an interesting play to end the top half of the third inning. Northern California, who got a run in the inning. It's a ground ball by Anya Kapoor, and then you see the leaping Lily Ferguson over the glove of Milligan. Ferguson called out for runner interference. Milligan still able to make the throw over to first. A close play there. Good stretch by Brown to get Kapoor. So a double play to end the inning. And I thought maybe we would see a challenge at the play at first base.
Well, the third out. Yes? Okay. Sure.
And now home plate umpire John Biggs having a chat with our official
I believe there were two. Yeah.
Scorers.
One out? Okay, I must have put my indicator after this. Okay. So we need the batter runner.
Eric Rothman here with you. Al Houghton Stadium.
John, Jeff.
San Bernardino.
John. No, I know this John.
So this is still a conversation about what happened at the end of the last inning. And like I said, I was surprised that there was not a challenge on the play at first. So you see the runner interference there. The throw down to first base. This is challengeable. It's close. Another angle to look at it. I think the throw beats her. So I think the confusion initially was home plate umpire John Biggs, if I overheard him correctly, initially thought that the runner interference call was the third out. So I think he thought that the play at first didn't really even matter. But he was told that no, there was just one out. So the runner interference was out number 2, and then the play at first was out number 3.
John, number 11 at first base. Number 11.
But they're going to put Kapoor at first, which I can only take to mean that the runner interference means the play is dead. Because there's not a challenge right now of the play at first. They're allowing Kapoor to take first base. So the play is dead. When the runner interference occurs, the play is dead. So Kapoor reaches on the fielder's choice. You can't have a runner's interference and then throw out the batter. So Kapoor on first base. We continue the top half of the 4th inning. And Aspen Hannigan steps in. So again, originally, John Biggs, the home plate umpire, what he was saying to the scorer's table is he thought that the runner's interference was out number 3. So even if it was a dead play, the inning was over. But that was not the case. The runner's interference was out number 2. So the play should have been ruled dead. Kapoor should have been awarded first base on the fielder's choice in the dead play instead of being called out. So we reset, and we have Kapoor at first. Hannigan ahead in the count, 3-0. Strike call. So we'll see if Northern California can take advantage of the restart here. Fouled off, and Hannigan stays alive. Right, trying to get out of the inning with 3-2. Ground ball through the infield. Hannigan on at first. Off the glove of Correa. And actually a change in the mistake that I made at the Kapoor confusion. Kapoor awarded a single, not a fielder's choice. As Kapoor now stands at second base. The 0-1 pitch to Layla Ortiz. Ortiz with runners at first and second, down on the count 0-2. That one's going to be trouble. Took forever to get to McDaniels at second base. And a little blooper by Ortiz loads the bases. Three hits in a row for the Northern California offense. And McDaniels was playing pretty far back. And by the time the ball met her glove, Ortiz was already at first base. So Kapoor at third, Hannigan at second, Ortiz at first, and here's Maya Parada. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Gets past Belmediano, the play at the plate, gets away from right, and it's 3-0 Northern California. That pitch also came really close to hitting Parada in the foot. I thought maybe it did. Kapoor scores from third. Hannigan over to third base now. Ortiz to second. One and two, the count, 2-2, excuse me, the count to Parada with runners at second and third. 3-0 lead for Northern California. As this inning extended after everybody thought it was over. Runners interference. And since then, 3 singles in a row and a run scored for Northern California. Here's the 2-2 in the dirt. Ground ball past the pitcher right, bobbled by Milligan, and a run scores for Northern California. 4-0 now for Almaden Little League. Call that an E6 on Milligan on the bobble.
Runner 77 for 5.
And we'll get a courtesy runner for the pitcher Maya Parada at first base. So it'll be the last batter who was out. That's Lily Ferguson. So now it's Ferguson at first, Ortiz at third, and here's Garibaldi Munoz. Azareyas 0 for 1 on the day so far. Three-run fourth inning here for Northern California. Not done yet. Throw down to second. Got Ferguson in a pickle. The dive to tag her out by Milligan. She's safe. She comes off the bag, and now she's out. Got tripped up when Milligan was diving to make the tag. Looked like she rolled her ankle too. Ferguson called out, going over the bag to end the inning. And we'll sort it all out when we come back. Well, so the top of the fourth inning just never wants to end. We've got a challenge here. The play at first base. This is the play in question. Milligan dives to try to tag out Lily Ferguson. Ferguson rolls her ankle, comes off the bag, and is tagged out. Initially, she was safe. She slid on the bag. And on the second tag, Milligan applies on Ferguson's leg, and she's called out. So I'm not exactly sure what the challenge is, unless for some reason they think that the dive by Milligan pushed Ferguson off the bag, but I don't think that's the case. I mean, it's unfortunate, obviously, that Ferguson kind of rolled her ankle and slipped off the bag. But if the play is still alive and time hasn't been called, you see Layla Ortiz touches home right there, so the run should count as the play is still live, happening, then tag out number 3. So they're actually challenging. Okay, so the challenge is we're getting a report from down below the field. The challenge is not the out at first. The challenge is, did the run cross before the out occurred? And I think that aerial view we just saw a moment ago So it's almost like there's two challenges, because if the initial call of safe was wrong, if she was out on that dive by Milligan and it clipped Ferguson's ankle, then the run did not score. If the initial call of safe was correct and Ferguson wasn't out until after she fell off the bag, then the run does score. So we're trying to determine two things. One is the initial safe call on the diving tag for Milligan correct? If it is correct, and if that call stands, that Ferguson right here is safe, then the run would score, because by the time Milligan gets up, tags Ferguson, who fell off the bag, Ortiz had touched home. If the ruling is that the initial safe call is overturned, that in fact Milligan touched Ferguson on that right ankle before she fell off the bag, then the run would not count. So hopefully that clears everything up for you. So it's either 4-0 or 5-0. The inning will end either way. So here's the look. You see Ortiz running in. And if the initial tag was out, then clearly Ortiz isn't close to touching home. But the play is still continuing. You see safe is the call right there from Valverde, Ray Valverde, the umpire. Ortiz had touched the plate. And tough to tell. Good effort by Milligan. Tough work for the umpiring crew here in this inning. We had the runner's interference call earlier in the inning. And now this challenge. And we wait John Biggs' explanation. So the run does not score. So the effort by Milligan, they're saying the tag was applied on the initial effort by Milligan.
Can he question the outcome of the review?
challenge that?
Because I want to make sure it was on the out call and not the first.
So manager John Drake for Northern California is still questioning the call.
Hey, you guys scored 6 in 1 inning yesterday. Do it again today. Do it again. Stay back and drive it.
We'll take a break as they still try to figure this out. We believe it will be the bottom of the 4th inning when we return, but we're not sure. We'll let you know.
No day of rest here at Athletes Unlimited.
What a play!
Foul territory. Oh my goodness! And she'll make it with a slide. The action is unlimited, making every swing and every moment count.
San Bernardino, California. A game that was moving along pretty quickly, and then some wackiness here on the top of the 4th inning. We still don't have a team on the field yet. Should be the bottom of the 4th inning with Nevada coming up here down 4-0. During our commercial break, Northern California, John Drake arguing his case about the play that ended the inning. Unclear as to why Northern California has not taken the field yet. And here they come. So the bottom of the 4th inning, a little delayed here, and we'll have it for you when we come back. Northern California on top 4-0 over Nevada here at the West Regional. All right, we're back. We've hopefully squared everything away and we're ready for some softball. Bottom of the 4th inning. Nevada trailing 4-0. 4 runs in the 4th for Northern California. In an inning that had just about everything. The runner's interference, the challenge on the plate first. And now Nevada up to the plate, down by 4. Tori Belmediano leads things off. Strike number 1 called. Maya Parada still pitching for Northern California. Belmediano, Correa, and Emily Wright due up.
Hey, what to watch? What to watch? You find one you like, you drag it before I drag it.
Belmediano popped out in the 1st inning. Lifts that one foul. Just 2 hits so far for the Nevada offense. Coming off a 13-run performance yesterday against Hawaii. Here's the 1-2. Pitch behind Belmediano at a full count. It'll be interesting to see with that long, extended top of the 4th inning as it gets hotter and hotter out on the field. Even in a low-scoring game, how long these coaches let their starting pitchers go. Because it's really easy to get tired out there. Parada scoops that one up for out number 1. And if you're a manager, do you start taking preventative measures? Or do you ride out your starting pitcher until they start to fade? And Northern California manager John Drake back to make a change, I believe.
Here we go, Liz. Here we go. Don't help her out. Find the kick you like. Here we go.
And we'll get word of what that change is. It must be a defensive change. And it might have to do with Lily Ferguson, who got hurt on that play during the review. Good backhand by Ortiz. The throw to first. Beats the runner, Izzy Correa, down the line for out number 2. Good defensive work by Layla Ortiz over at third base. Not an easy play and not an easy throw. Two outs, nobody on for Emily Wright. Wright, who says her favorite superhero is Spider-Man. Fouls that one straight back, 1-1. Wright grounded out to end the first inning, her only plate appearance so far. That offense needs to get something going here. They stranded a runner in the first, stranded 2 in the second, 1 in the third. And right behind the count, 1-2 here. It's been a good outing for Maya Parada, starting pitcher for Nevada. Doesn't have a strikeout, but a lot of fieldable ground balls, and the defense behind her has stepped up to the plate. That one drifting foul.
Great spot, Emily. Great spot. Just put the lines down. Put the lines.
The 2-2. Line drive, base hit into right center field. Wright's first hit of the game. Keeps the inning alive and brings up Adeline Brown. And we will have a courtesy runner for the pitcher, Emily Wright. Correa will run for her. And Adeline Brown will stand in 0 for 1 on the day. Swing and a miss. Wild pitch gets past Brooklyn Scott, and Correa to second base. Ground ball to the shortstop, Drake. Bobbled it. The runner, Correa, caught in no man's land. It's a rundown. And tagged out by Gutierrez to end the inning. Good heads-up play by Jada Drake to regroup after the error. And that ends the inning. No score for Nevada. They trail it 4-0 as we move to the 5th. We welcome you back to the Little League Softball Regional here at San Bernardino, California, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Northern California, a 4-0 lead. There was a wacky 4th inning. A lot of weird stuff happening in this game. This was an overthrow behind the runner at third that allowed Danica Garcia to score, and then the grounder to short. Yes! And Lily Ferguson was called out for runner interference. Initially, it was called a double play at the throw at first base. They later came back on the flip field, said it should have been a dead ball. Then there was the play at the plate where Kapoor came around to score. That made it 3-0, and then the rundown of Ferguson, who was on to pitch run for Maya Parada. She was initially called safe. She fell off the bag. She was called out. Aspen Hannigan scored. Did she score before the tag or after the tag? There was a review. They said she scored after the tag. There was some argument from the Northern California coaching staff. Ultimately, it resulted in a 3-run 4th inning for Northern California. And they lead it 4-0 here in the top of the 5th. Eric Rothman with you, Al Hutton Stadium, San Bernardino, California. Winner of this elimination game advances to the semifinal Thursday on ESPN Plus at 3 Eastern. Azareyas Garibaldi Munoz, who was at the plate when all that wildness happened, back up to start the 5th inning and flies out to the center fielder Durst for out number 1. And that'll be the leadoff hitter, Kita Gutierrez, who is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. Says her dream job is to be a Disney storyboard artist. First pitch swinging. Correa over to first. Safe. Good hustle by Gutierrez. Gutierrez in a foot race down the line. Is on at first with 1 out. Slow roller, Correa made a good throw. And Gutierrez beat it. Infield single, and that brings up Jada Drake. Good call by first base umpire Ray Valverde. Drake, a single and a double so far today. Well, you know. Strike on the outside corner, throw down to first, not in time. It'll be interesting to see if we see Drake in the pitching circle in this game. Maya Parada has performed valiantly, but every game so far, it's been Parada for about half the game and Drake for the other half. A diving catch made by Correa. Take another look at it. Did she squeeze it? Yes, she did. 2 away. Nice play by Izzy Correa. Izzy Agalia up to the plate with runner at first and 2 outs. 0 for 2 today. Strike 2 called on the outside corner and quickly behind 0-2. That one kept in front by Belmediano. The throw high as Gutierrez gets the second. 1-2 the count to Aguirre. Northern California looking to add to their lead here. Slapped foul into the netting. And we'll do it again. Left side of the infield. Milligan had trouble with it. Everybody's safe. So the error keeps the inning alive. Runners at the corners for Northern California. First pitch swinging for Danica Garcia. Milligan had trouble with it again. And a run will score. Gutierrez comes in from third. Milligan was in position there to make the play, just started to leave for second base before she had the ball in her glove. So a pair of errors on the shortstop, Dylan Milligan. 5-0 game, 2 outs, runners at first and second. Brooklyn Scott takes a ball. Scott, a strikeout and line out in today's game. Pushes that one to the second baseman, McDaniels, and it gets through her leg. 3 errors in a row for the defense of Nevada. And another run comes across for Northern California. Emily Wright should have been out of this inning batters ago. But the infield defense struggling behind her. So now a 6-0 lead. And runners at second and third. Lily Ferguson coming up.
Okay, I'm going to move 24.
And it sounds like we're going to get a pitching change.
I'm going to move 1 to the 4 position. I'm going to move 4 in onto the bench. Sorry, I'm sorry, number 5 in onto the bench. Hold on, and then I'm going to move 3 to the 7th position.
All right, they're sorting out the lineup, so we'll take a break. 2 outs, 2 on for Northern California here in the 5th when we return. All right, so Emily Wright stays in the circle for Nevada, pitching to Lily Ferguson here with 2 outs. The changes were defensively behind her. We're trying to sort everything out. We'll get you the defensive changes as soon as we can get everything figured out. A lot of changes by Nevada head coach Jess McDaniels. Ferguson back up to the plate. She was a part of that crazy play that ended the 4th inning, as she was the courtesy runner in that situation. Since her last at-bat, which was last inning, Ferguson was the second out of the 4th inning. Since then, Nevada's defense has made 5 errors. 2 in the 4th and 3 here in the 5th. And Ferguson looking for more. Here's the 1-2. She stays alive. The runner at second, the runner at third is Garcia. The runner at second is Brooklyn Scott. The winner of this elimination game advances to the semifinal Thursday at 3 Eastern. That'll be on ESPN+. Strike 3 called, and that will end the inning. 2 stranded, but 2 score for Northern California as they extend their lead 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Want to see some girls with game? Tune into the excitement of the hashtag Summer of Softball and visit LittleLeagueSoftball.org for great content, information about starting a softball league, and more. LittleLeagueSoftball.org. Bottom of the 5th inning here in San Bernardino, the West Regional. And a hot sunny day in the Inland Empire. Maya Parada back in the circle for Northern California. She has thrown a gem so far. Allowed just 3 hits, no runs to this Nevada offense. First pitch to Mamie McDaniels, skips in there, ball 1.
All day long, Mamie, all day long, let's go.
Tomorrow's game here at the West Regional, Arizona and Southern California. The loser of that game will play the winner of this game on Thursday. The winner of tomorrow's game will advance to the final on Friday. Both Arizona and Southern California without a loss yet. Game tomorrow at 10 Eastern on ESPN+. The 2-0 pitch in on the hands of McDaniels. Drake has a good arm, and she shows it. 1 away. And you see the difference that good defense can make. And sometimes the errors can be all the difference. Here's Ortiz from third, tough throw, not in time. Annabelle Dixon hustling down the line. Should be an infield hit. Again, a second straight game where Northern California has gotten a lot of help from their opponents on the defensive end. 6 errors today for Nevada. Hawaii had 8 errors in the game against Northern California yesterday. It's just tough to win a game when you are shooting yourself in the foot. Leah Mendoza singled in her only plate appearance so far today. Has a runner at first and 1 out. 0-2. Hit on the hands and fouled off. Mendoza, one of only 4 hits given up by Parada today. Here's the 0-2. Off-speed pitch. Mendoza fights it off. Mendoza staying alive. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. The first strikeout of the game for Maya Parada comes in the bottom of the 5th inning. That'll bring up Aspen Clark. First pitch swinging for Clark, who grounded out to the pitcher in the 2nd inning. Pitch knocks off home plate umpire John Biggs and allows Annabelle Dixon to get down to 2nd. These umpires have handled all this craziness today with ease. John Biggs, Ray Valverde, Brian Smith, and Lisa Ballard. 1-1 the count to Aspen Clark. Here's a 2-1. Line drive, base hit into left field. Aspen Clark extends the inning with a 2-out single. Second hit of the inning. Runners at the corners now as Lexi Foley comes to the plate. Foley 0 for 1. Infield fly out to the shortstop. Parada trying to keep the shutout intact. The 2-0, swing and a miss. Two and two. Parada trying to get out of the jam here with Dixon at 3rd and Aspen Clark at 1st. Full count now. Ground ball to Parada over the 1st to end the inning. Parada pitches out of the jam, 6-0 Northern California at the end of 5 here at the West Regional in San Bernardino. Welcome you back to the Little League Softball Regionals, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. We enter our final inning here, top of the 6th, as Northern California has a 6-0 lead, thanks to the 7 hits and 6 errors committed by the Nevada defense. And they are back up to the plate. Anya Kapoor to lead things off. Emily Wright stays out there. Finish off the complete game and hoping her team can come back in the bottom of the 6th. Ground ball to Milligan. She makes the play. Good bounce back play by Milligan, who had a couple errors in that 5th inning. Here's Aspen Hannigan. Pair of singles and a run scored. Fouls that one off of her leg. The 0-1 lifted into right field, and Foley lost it. Had trouble finding the ball in the air. Drops in front of her, and Hannigan on at first base. And that'll bring up Layla Ortiz. Ortiz, a pair of singles, and an RBI in the game. Her run in the 4th inning was contested and overturned on the play at first base. And now down in the count, 0-2. Line drive, center field, base hit. Into 3rd is Hannigan. And a 1-out double for Layla Ortiz. Good piece of hitting by Ortiz. Good job by Cameron Durst to get the ball in quickly. Keep Hannigan at 3rd. First pitch to Maya Parada, excuse me. That gets through the infield. 1 run will score. Ortiz stops at 3rd, and it's an RBI single for Maya Parada. 3 hits in a row for Northern California. Runners at the corners now for Azareas Garibaldi Munoz. Slow roller to the first baseman for out number 2, but a run scores. Layla Ortiz comes home. 8-0 Northern California with 2 away. Two down for the leadoff hitter, Kita Gutierrez. Maya Parada stands at second base. First pitch swinging. Under the glove of the diving Brown. And And Gutierrez is on first. Parada moves up to third base, and runners at the corners once again. And that'll bring up Jada Drake. Tough play for Mendoza over there at first base. Drake, line drive off the glove of Milligan. Third hit of the game for Jada Drake. It's an RBI single. Parada scores. Gutierrez to second. Izzy Agadia with runners at first and second. Nevada just trying to get out of the inning. Throw down to third. Safe. Throw down from Balmediano. Good job by Gutierrez to keep her hand on the bag. As Agadia heading the count 3-0. Free swinging on the 3-0 pitch. Looped right to Milligan at short to end the inning. 3 more runs for Northern California, and it's 9-0 as Nevada will come up to the plate. Their final 3 outs of the game. Now it's a 9-0 lead for Northern California, moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Nevada down to their final 3 outs of the game, and Northern California brings in their closer, Jada Drake, to pitch. And she will be facing the bottom of the lineup. This is what Drake did yesterday, coming in relief in the 4th inning of a game where Northern California trailed 4-1 when she entered. She held Utah scoreless in her 3 innings of work, allowing her offense to complete the comeback and win it 5-4 in extra innings. So here she'll face Leilani Corpuz, Cameron Durst, and Dylan Milligan, trying to advance Northern California to the semifinal. Corpuz walked in her only plate appearance. That one fouled on the first base line, behind the count 0-2. Great game from Maya Parada, the starting pitcher for Northern California. 5 full innings, shutout softball. Only allowed 5 hits. And credit to her defense too, because Parada only struck out 1, had a lot of help defensively. As Northern California errorless in this game so far. 14 outs made by the defense. That's a rip shot down the third baseline, right into the glove of Ortiz. Talk about the glove work today for Northern California. Another prime example of it at the hot corner for Layla Ortiz. Well, my apologies, that's Danica Garcia. One away for Cameron Durst. Durst lined out to second base in her only plate appearance. The last batter in the order for Nevada before it turns over to Dylan Milligan. Fly ball into center field. Coming in is Ferguson. She can't get there. And a 1-out single for Cameron Durst. And that'll bring up Milligan. Milligan, a fly ball out and a ground ball out. 0 for 2 today. She's been hit by the pitch 3 times in this tournament. He stands on the inner part of the plate, shows bunt, pulls back, runner goes, throw down, out called. Good throw by Brooklyn Scott, and a tag by Gutierrez. Yeah, looks like a good call by second base umpire Brian Smith.
Challenging the out call.
But there is a challenge on the play. And initially in real time, I thought that Durst looked like she had beat the throw, but on that replay, looked like the tag hit on the upper leg hip area before she touched second. It was bang bang play, that's for sure. I think the other angle from the third base camera was a little bit clearer, but we shall see. Here it is, right there. Oh, it's close. It's close. And also, you can't really see where the left hand of Durst is if that touches with the glove too, right there. Right. Tough to see where the contact is made, but I don't know if there's enough evidence to overturn the call on the field. We shall see. Good throw by Brooklyn Scott. And I think this is the better angle of the two, but right. And also, too, her right leg, Cameron Durst's right leg, does pop up off the bag after she touches it. Again, close play, good call by Brian Smith. And we'll see if the call stands. And the call stands. So the put out by Durst, excuse me, by Brooklyn Scott and Gutierrez. Durst caught stealing, and now Nevada down to their final out.
I got it, 77.
71.
71?
Yeah.
And change defensively for Northern California. Azarez, Garibaldi, Munoz into right field. 1-0 the count on Milligan. Jada Drake trying to close it down and send Northern California to the semifinal. Ground ball. Past the glove of the shortstop. And now a errant throw. Milligan's going to get up and take second base. I'm not sure what the intent of that throw was, but they'll give Milligan a free base. And that'll bring up Katori Belmediano. Belmediano, first pitch swinging, foul ball. Mediano 0 for 2 today.
Down to Nevada, number 9, Tori Damiano.
0-1, thank you.
Milligan, the runner at second. The 0-1 pitch to Mediano. And Milligan will take third. The 1-1. Strike called, 1-2. And Nevada down to their final strike. Here's the 1-2 from Jada Drake. Popped up, foul territory, and out of play. And a reminder, we'll have Arizona and Southern California tomorrow in our first semifinal game from sunny San Bernardino. Eric Rothman, myself, and the softball legend Natasha Watley. As Mediano won't go down without a fight. One, two again. Fouled off again. Seventh pitch of the at-bat. Through the infield, and a run will score to put Nevada on the board. Single for Mediano. It'll bring up Izzy Correa, excuse me. Mediano on at first. The chopper, Drake, the backhand, the throw is in time. What a play by Jada Drake to end the ball game. A 9-1 victory for Northern California as Drake showing off the glove work. Backhand, plant, throw, textbook. And Northern California is off to the semifinal of the West Regional. A 9-1 victory for Northern California. And we say so long to Nevada. A great showing here at the Regional. We appreciate you joining us for another day from San Bernardino. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. I'm Eric Rothman saying so long as Northern California wins it 9-1. This has been a presentation of ESPN.